Hey everyone there, welcome back to another video. Hopefully you're all doing fantastic today. Been an interesting time for YouTube and crypto. So definitely a very unique perspective what we're seeing right now with crypto overall. It's been not perfect, but XRP is holding the levels above. As you guys can see, we are at least pushing for higher prices. And yeah, it is not good as we expected. But XRP at least pushed above 133. As I told you guys last time, if we extend this, we're here on 2bit. If you guys want to basically also open your trade up, we have to talk about what exactly is happening. Right now, the market is a bit shaky. It's not really recovered in a way, especially if people think, oh, we're at 133, that's completely fine. No, I don't think that, but we did see some capitulation. It even lasted for a few hours until a whale decided to buy a massive volume over here. So as you can see, we got a huge green candle, some profit taking, from all the people who have been buying from this side and this side. So they tried to long it, and then we go for another pushback further, right? So it gave us some breathing room, but it's obviously not enough to what we're about to see for XRP and Bitcoin. And I think the biggest problem right now is that XRP and Bitcoin still hasn't fully recovered to the points of where, we would be feeling safe. Like we dropped from 1.93. We still have not reached 1.54. We're still going between the ranges exactly as I told you guys. So these are the two ranges that I told you, 1.2 and 1.55. Until we hit the range of 1.55, we're still going to be going around that, which is a big problem. And then we're going to try to push out above and break towards 1.7. So my personal opinion is it is going to try to rally a bit further. Why? Because we already saw some profit taking right here, but it does seem like it could be also breaking down in that sense. So there's two possible scenarios. Either it breaks down further, or we see it reach 1.55 and then drop back down. So I'm going to be opening a trade on 2bit. You guys can join and trade with me on 2bit itself. We're going to open a top loss. And here's why I think it's pretty important to realize that this is gonna be maybe a further downtrend. Now, the stock market looks all right. It's not like we're a huge recession like 2022, but simply people are not interested as they were into the crypto markets. It's not what it used to be. And that's where a lot of people are disappointed with what's happening right now with XRP. And yeah, it is very disappointing to see that it reached 135 and it kind of stopped there. I warned people if we reach 1.87 or 1.78, it's going to go much worse. And this is exactly what happened. Now, to reach 1.66, it might take multiple months. And this just confirms that we're in a further downtrend. As I said, this was a big green candle between 1.4 and 1.5, which means, in my personal opinion, that yes, we could be pushing further above for another bull run rally. But again, I wouldn't be surprised that there is going to be a further drop below to 1.2 at some point. This is not uncalled for. This is because this bear market has just begun. And it's going to continue to push towards that key area. 1.2 at some point is certain this year. It's just that it's really hard to say when. It could be, based on like if we get some sort of a macro market. Now, personally, I'll be buying a long, but this is more of a 50-50 choice. So my plan right now, it is that it tries to at least push for 1.52. We can take some profit on that, or we could get stop lossed. So these are the two possible scenarios I see right now. It could go a bit down further. Could be also a very, very small trade, but it does make sense that, just a smaller position today would be likely. So I opened a small trade here on 2bit if you guys want to join me as well. Seems like we have to go to Bitcoin as well. which I warned you guys, Bitcoin is messy right now. Bitcoin's price prediction for today is very messy, as the worst part about crypto is not when it goes down and not when it goes up. It's when it goes sideways. That's the worst part of crypto. Why? Because this is when, if the volume doesn't change, or well, the price doesn't change, the volume won't change, and the prices start going down. And exchanges don't really like that, because they literally make tons of volume on Bitcoin volume. On Bitcoin price, go swinging up or down based on liquidations, based on people, wanting to trade more because they want to short it or they want to long it. They want to make money, they want to lose money. But you kind of get my point now that Bitcoin hasn't really done anything since 11 days. And this is why I haven't been uploading as much. Yes, it did see a drop, from the ranges I have been telling you guys that it goes sideways, which means it has now found a further low. And this is very sad to see. I told you guys that we're going even further down. People are calling for 100,000. We're not there yet. But yeah, unfortunately, this does seem like it built a further low, and maybe it's going to try to break between these. I'm still hoping it reaches this resistance level. That's why I'm going to keep it here. But just realize that Bitcoin right now, it's not 100% being super stable. It's kind of deciding itself where it wants to go. I will keep you guys updated on Bitcoin more on this one. But right now, what my personal opinion is that Bitcoin could be pushing a bit higher. And that depends on XRP as well. If you check XRP prices and Bitcoin prices, you can actually see that because we are entering a bear market, XRP has finally started finding its own path and pushing above 1.32, while Bitcoin is also pushing for that prices at that time. So it's still very, very similar in that sense. But at some point, a lot of these altcoins will start to change to what Bitcoin is doing. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But the most important factor is what is happening with Bitcoin price today. And my honest opinion is, because we are still in these price ranges, Bitcoin bulls will still try to reach 75,000. We should push for, a long on this one, which I'm going to take a 10% profit and 3% stop loss and go for $300 trade. Again, this is a very important thing I'm doing right now. If you guys want to join me, link in the description below. For what it's worth, I think if Bitcoin goes up, XRP will go up as well. So try to make one specific trade on these, because you never know which one is gonna perform better. They're both gonna perform the same. So I don't think people opening for 5 different altcoins, 5 different longs, it's just the same as openings for one. And it actually keeps you more in check to keep checking the prices for just one coin. So do mind that when you take a trade. But yeah, these are my positions: 270 long on Bitcoin and 200 XRP USD long. Why? Because Bitcoin dropped. I think this is just very short term that we're going to be seeing some upwards momentum, because right now exactly what we are seeing is just downward momentum towards 62,000. And it definitely tells you, if it has reached 62,000 once, there's nothing stopping it from going down further. And it could go down further. The reason why I open these longs is because I'm hoping it goes up 10%, but I could be stop lost until we catch the falling knife right now. So right now we're catching the falling knife to see where it goes upwards. Maybe it will even reach 66,000, touch 66,000, and then go back up to 73,000. I'll keep you guys updated with more news and more content, and